What's up, Pokerbrandon here. This is going to be another hand. Ace 7 suited, played at the Gardens, Hawaiian Gardens, California. 5-5, 300 to 600 buy-in. I would say my VPIP here was right around 10%, maybe 15-10, playing a little more than usual on this Saturday night. I opened to 30 after a limp because I want to keep my VPIP not so tight. A7 suited, I think, is a pretty okay hand to open. And I get a call from a player who only just has been calling, never 3-betting, and is super tight, not really playing too much at all. So like I said, he never 3-bets, he usually just calls. So we go heads up to a ace 2-4 flop. And I think that holding an ace in this spot, I think if I bet here against a passive player, I'm always just going to get folds from hands like pocket nines, pocket pairs that like to call an open. And the open sizes here were like 15, 20. So I would say my $30 open size was a little bit bigger than most of the table. But yeah, I figure he's going to be calling my 30 with every pocket pair, 3s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. 10s, and then I think he would 3-bet with like jacks, queens, and kings. So I think I gave him up to 10s here, and I just think if I bet anything, he's just always gonna fold, being the passive guy that he is. So because I really don't expect him to have an ace, I think it's just going to be a check here, and I hope that maybe he'll bluff at it. But yeah, like the hands like, pocket queens, ace king, ace queen. I guess he could have ace queen, but I feel like even that hand might be, I guess ace queen makes sense, but like ace king should be 3-bet, I think. Queens would be 3-bet, kings. So yeah, I gave him more pocket pairs because I'm blocking the ace. And then sure enough, he bets $50 into a $60 pot. So I felt like this was exactly the bluff sizing that I wanted, and I think there's no reason now to raise. I think by checking, I give my image more of like pocket pairs, like pocket jacks, 10s, 9s, even kings, right? Like kings, queens, jacks, 10s, 9s. I think all these pocket pairs want to check because of the ace. So I think it gives more wiggle room for any player to spot weakness in position and then put out a bet to steal the pot. So he bets 50. I think it's a bluff, and I call. And we go to a turn. Now, turn is the king of clubs. I still think there's no reason to bet here. I think if he put out a bluff on the flop, I gotta just let him keep bluffing on the turn, or just check it on the turn. And I also think my opponent now, because I'm blocking the ace, he could have a lot of the king X broadways, so like king queen off, king 10 suited, that was stabbing at the flop as a bluff. So I figure he could probably hit this king too, and he might even think like now he's good against like queens, jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s. I always sort of think like the player that I'm playing is thinking logically and knows the game very well. That probably is a mistake though, playing at 5-5 at the Gardens. Not every player here playing 5-5, 300 to 6 buy-in knows the game well. But yeah, he bets 110, and now I think, okay, well, now he could have like king X, and he's going for value, but he could also just still be bluffing. But this is where it got a little bit, this is where I made a crucial decision here. I think now if he's double barreling as a bluff with like pocket queens, jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s, 3s, I think he's going to triple barrel. Right? So if he's double barreling, I think he's going to triple barrel. and he's not going to call if I jam the river, so I have to let him triple barrel, and I have to call. But here's the problem. If he is holding a hand like ace-4 suited, he's not barreling, he's just value betting, and I'm losing. Same with ace-2 suited. I don't think he has ace-king. That would be weird. But he could have ace-queen, ace-jack, ace-10, ace-9, ace-8, and all those hands beat me. The problem is his, like, yeah, he could have ace-queen suited. A lot of these bigger aces, they do beat me. The problem is it's hard to give him ace-queen and ace-jack suited when he did not 3-bet on the pre-flop action. I guess the ace-jack, like, offsuit hands make sense. But then why would you bet so big on the flop? Like, I open a 30, you call the 30, I check it, you have ace-jack offsuit. Why are you betting 50 on the flop when my range is like almost caps to obviously nutted hands, but kings, queens, jacks, tens, nines, like all the hands that don't want to pay big bets, you're betting somewhat big. So I really felt like this opponent has the bluff, and I feel like my read here is my biggest clue here is going to be based off of his sizing on the flop. I think that sizing is going to lean more towards having bluffs with hands like king queen off. I mean king queen king queen offsuit on the flop, or the pocket queens, jacks, tens, but more like king queen, because like more like king queen and then like weaker suited aces, because I figure if he did have a king hand, it could go both ways. Like if you hit the king on the turn, this player might want to bet more for value, or he might think his hand now has showdown and he'll check it. So I don't know what kind of guy he is. I guess the suited club aces make sense. The ace-3s, ace-5s of clubs, that just makes sense that maybe he just wanted to bet big on the flop and see if I had an ace myself. And then when he picked up the club draw, now he's not too worried about getting the money in with his combo draw. So I guess I beat those, and that makes sense. So I end up making the call here, but with the decision that I'm going to have to call any bet on the river. Like at this point now, I am pot committed, and I just got to hope my read is correct. So, I mean, I'm curious if you guys would do that, or if you guys think that's correct or not. But river is going to be a 9 of diamonds, essentially a brick. And I'm just going to follow through with my play here. I think checking is just the only move I have. If I'm betting, I'm really only trying to get like ace-5, ace-6, ace-3 to never check back. But that would be like a soul read check. I mean, a soul read bet. And if I just bet here, I'm really just folding out all his bluffs. And I think I have to not do that. I think I have to let him try his triple barrel if he needs to, if he does it. But yeah. So he bets 160, I snap it off, throw one chip in the middle, and then now I'm just hoping he's going to show me a weaker ace or a bluff. So before we get to the reveal, I just want to say thank you for watching. I am Pokerbrandon. Once you get this reveal, I'm going to end the video because I was in shock. And I think one thing to note here is that not every player at the table knows what they're doing, and some of them are new. Turns out this player was a new player. He just called me on the button with ace-king suited. Yeah, pretty confusing, but you got to be aware of that. I'm Pokerbrandon, and I'm out.